Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about this confirming the order trend is getting worse. So in my market, restaurant staff have a tendency to treat their gig workers as less than people. There is a trend going around within certain restaurants that's getting exponentially worse, and that is the confirming the order trend. So much so that it is gaslighting, and even the companies we work on are getting out of hand with it. So with that said, we are talking about this trend that is taking place within the restaurants we work with, what they are trying to do and how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. Also, I do want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Confirming the order not too long ago. So just for a quick recap on the common practices of food delivery, when you get to a restaurant, you go up to the counter and you say you're picking up for whatever person you're picking up for whatever platform you're working on. They hand you the fully prepared order. You confirm that you have the order. You head back to the car. Once you're in your car, you mark that you're delivering, or you slide to start delivery. You set up your GPS. You have it delivered to your customer. This should be the case every time to avoid contract violations and make sure that you're set up properly to leave when you are out the door already. Not to mention how sometimes getting out of the parking lot or getting en route is actually a little bit harder. There's this place, Playables by the Sea near me, where it takes 5 minutes just to get en route because of the way the traffic works and how traffic heavy that area tends to be. Not just with cars moving almost a mile an hour, but people walking around. Now, some restaurants are a little protective. They won't hand you the order until you claim that you already have the order, which makes no sense, and I don't like it. And normally, I wouldn't even do that unless the full order is in my hand. Not to mention the number of times a restaurant would chase me out of the store or call me when I'm down the road from the drop-off even, saying, "Bitch, are you kidding? I am down the road from the drop-off. I am on the clock. Why are you trying to scam me?" I love how another restaurant around here, Aromas del Peru, also tried something shady in that regard, because they were doing this relatively frequently where they would forget things. So they would call Uber for them to call me, and then Uber's support was like,
"Excuse me, you forgot an item at the store."
No. We are not gaslighting me into thinking that I'm the problem here. It is the restaurant's responsibility to fulfill the order. It is not mine. We are not putting this on me. They are the problem, not me. Jet's Pizza even tried to have my tips stolen because of their screw up. I made a separate video on that. Usually when that happens, I make a review on the place and they get bad press for their actions. Some places have done it so much they shut down for their crappy business practices.
But Joe, this is for the restaurant, to ensure that they get paid and they don't lose money.
It really isn't. Let me explain. Back then, when they try to make that argument for making me confirm the order before they even hand it to me, is to offer to let them swipe once they do, right? Here, you could swipe it. If it's about security, as they claim, they would have had no greater security than having to swipe it themselves. Well, in most cases, they refused. Because it was never about security, it was about control. It was about making you listen to them, to condition you to do as they said, creating a 1099 employee mindset for people they don't even pay. In fact, there was one person at Steak Shop in Delhi that wouldn't even bag the items until you confirmed it. How am I supposed to confirm that I have the order if the order isn't even ready? Are you freaking serious? Are you dumb as a fucking rock? No wonder why your baby daddy left on you. You're too dumb to realize not to let him knock you up, let alone understand simple processes. However, Uber changed their system a bit, and where they made confirming and verifying the order and starting the delivery 2 separate steps. Even though it's the same page, they're 2 separate steps. Grubhub, on the other hand, has had 2 completely separate pages, one for confirming the order and one for leaving, which is great. So I decided to argue less and give simple explanations of how it works, and lo and behold, the pushback went away for a little while. Confirm the order today. So recently I've had issues with some restaurants that have been giving me a hard time about confirming the order when I haven't. And I have said this, I usually like to take the time to explain to them how the system works, and I usually have no problems because once they understand it, they don't give me as many problems, right? But these days when I go through that explanation, not only do they choose not to listen to me, they choose that not listen to the words coming out of my mouth. They interrupt me mid-sentence. They refuse to listen, claiming that they understand, which they clearly don't. And they choose not to understand and even resort to extreme measures like completely withholding the order. And in case I didn't make that clear already, it's not that I didn't confirm the order. It's that I wouldn't start the delivery. I would confirm this top half, no problem. I will say that, hey, you know what? Everything's there. It's verified. We're good to go. But I'm not starting the delivery until I'm back in my car. I'm not risking a violation like that. The first time it happened, I thought it was going to be a one-off situation where Mr. One's Pizzeria in Boca Raton had a triple stacked order, and the restaurant was ran by Pedo Pete. He was abusive to me. He chose not to listen, and Uber even flagged their account for being the way that they are. The second time was in Charlie's Cheesesteaks and Wings in Pompano Beach. They even banned me for not confirming before I left, which is retaliation, defamation, slander, and overall disrespectful. Mad Chicken in Pompano Beach was so bad, they tried to grab the phone out of my hand and swipe it for me. And most recently, Burger King, which was an interesting experience to say the least, because they tried to pull the same thing, but the manager was like, nah, man, just stop it, give it to him. Meaning that this isn't even about the security, this is about discrimination, this is about control, this is about abusing drivers into getting them to do what they want. They don't know the policies they are trying to violate with the contract with Uber in order to have some arbitrary sense of control. And the worst part is Uber is condoning it, because when they make false reports, they could claim it's your fault and lie about how you acted because of how they abuse people, which goes without saying. That's really messed up. Same with Doordash, but with Grubhub, this is where they really shine because of how the confirm the order page switches completely into a leaving page. They don't really have a leg to stand on in claiming that we didn't confirm the order. What are they gonna do? They're going to claim that we listened and that was a problem for them? Either way, there's a growing problem with how restaurants have continued to take extreme actions towards the discrimination of gig workers, and platforms really need to answer for that. Spreading into catering. This problem spread into the catering orders that I've also received, but in a way I didn't think would be a problem, because in catering, as you guys know, they're a little bit nicer to us. They know that we have a lot more experience. They probably know us from some of the other delivery apps, and that's not a problem for them. However, I did a catering order for PF Chang's the other day, and upon arrival, I was asked for the number of delivery. Of course, they were running late. It's PF Chang's. But 5 minutes later, they came out with the order, no problem. Now, when I placed the order down, I was asked to confirm the order, which isn't really possible yet because they need to sign for it. This was a deliver that catering order, so therefore they need to sign for it. Not only she refused to sign for it, she didn't really speak English well. So you're choosing to be demanding and refuse to take the necessary steps to have the order confirmed because she refused to sign for it. But there's an artificially built language barrier, so I couldn't defend myself. How far are you dumbasses willing to screw us over for?
But Joe, it's not really her fault that she doesn't know English. She is probably in the kitchen all day.
So with the other 3 English-speaking individuals that were there, they chose to send the one that didn't from all the way in the back. And not to mention, that drives away from the main focus that they did that for the sake of control and not security. If it was about control, she would have signed, no problem. They would have sent somebody who spoke English and do whatever anyway, just to move on because they can't deal with the language barrier. And not to mention what happened 30 seconds later.
We forgot something!
Oh, really? I thought with how pushy and manipulative you screwheads were about this, you would at least be intelligent enough to actually make sure the order was done and not play stupid games with me. Not to mention with how the other manager, who was clearly more than capable of speaking English, was asking the person who was cleaning the windows and doors to open the door so I can actually leave. She just fucking left. She just went to the other side of the store in response to that. So you'd rather me use my ass to open the door and ruin the work you already put in to clean the door so I can open it myself? Are you stupid? Were you dropped on your head as a child? Needless to say, I marked that I departed when I left and not a second sooner because I ain't tolerating that nonsense. Final thoughts. Look, I'm not looking to start fights with restaurants, but this is what happens when they start fights with us. I'm not looking to be a problem, but they are looking to have a problem with me. They're looking to have a problem with us. They're looking to have a problem in such a way to where it's about control and not about getting the job done. I think I could speak for most gig workers, and tell me if I'm not speaking for you in the comments. Most gig workers just want to do our work and go home. If we wanted a corporate American BS nonsense kind of politics going on, we would be in corporate America. This is why I'm such a firm believer in not giving these people an inch. What happened? They took a mile. So if we give them any more than we already have, we're only going to end up with more problems, more account violations, being even more responsible for their inevitable mistakes. And of course, independent contractors are the perfect fall guys. They could blame it on us and they don't have to take any responsibility, even though we damn well know it's 100% their fault. All in all, I think this gaslighting, I think this abusive nonsense has gone way too far. The platforms really need to do something about it, but let's be real, they never will. So do what's best for you and protecting you and your account safety, because no one is going to protect you better than you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.